Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, October 10th, 2024. I am Rochelle Baptiste with the details. Natural hazards and the compounding impacts of high living costs continues to threaten food security and livelihoods in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the broader Caribbean region. The recent CARICOM World Food Programme, the WFP, Livelihood and Food Security Survey, conducted in April 2024, estimates that 43% of the Caribbean population is food insecure. During the opening ceremony of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture, hosted here at SVG, WFP Country Director Brian Bogart announced the oncoming launch of the Food Security Dashboard, a tool designed to assist governments in decision-making related to food security.
In collaboration with CARICOM, WFP has been working to establish data systems for mapping food security trends. Since 2020, WFP and CARICOM have conducted 7 rounds of the Caribbean Food Security and Livelihood Survey, which has become an indispensable tool for tracking food security trends in the region. Looking ahead, we are excited to launch the Caribbean Real-Time Food Security Dashboard, a platform that will provide live updates on food consumption patterns. This dashboard will provide governments and development partners with access to data required for anticipating needs and designing response strategies to support the most vulnerable populations in the event of food security shocks.
While the level of food insecurity has shown a slight but steady decline over the past 3 years, the overall picture remains deeply concerning, especially in the context of climate-related vulnerabilities. Bogart said the WFP has provided support to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and other countries following Hurricane Beryl, but stressed the need for long-term planning to address food security challenges.
In the aftermath of natural disasters, access to timely resources is essential for meeting the food security needs of affected populations and supporting the transition to recovery. Following Hurricane Beryl, WFP worked with government counterparts to provide immediate income support for affected populations by channeling financial resources through national social protection systems. This has included collaboration with the government of Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines to leverage disaster insurance payouts to provide cash assistance to allow households to meet their immediate food needs. At the same time, we recognize that efforts to address food security in the context of emergencies must be accompanied by longer-term efforts to drive digitalization and strengthen climate resilience.
The WFP Country Director reaffirmed the organization's commitment to helping rebuild lives in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and across the Caribbean, and commended the efforts made by SVG and other regional nations to achieve greater food security.
In addition, WFP affirms its commitment to working with FAO and partners across the region to support climate-smart agriculture under the framework of the CARICOM 25 by 25 initiative. This critical initiative provides a roadmap that sets the Caribbean on a path to enhance food security through increased food production, enhanced interregional trade, and the empowerment of women and youth as agents of change. In support of this initiative, WFP is committed to engaging with the private sector to strengthen food value chains that improve the movement of goods within countries and between CARICOM nations, through the strengthening of transport, handling, and storage capacities, including the expansion of cold chain technologies. In closing, I would like to reiterate WFP's commitment to partnering with CARICOM and its member states to build resilient food systems that ensure access to nutritious food for all people and helps to prepare the nations of the Caribbean for the profound challenges of our climate future.
The WFP has been assisting St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the past 3 years following the eruption of La Soufrière volcano in 2021. The World University Service of Canada, WUSAC, is working alongside 5 Caribbean countries to help develop a climate-resilient agriculture sector. As part of their efforts, the World University Service of Canada is showcasing its initiatives at the Caribbean Week of Agriculture Trade Show and Expo taking place here, highlighting products and projects that aim to build resilience against changing climatic conditions. In Jamaica, one of the countries where WUSAC operates, new projects have been launched. Nelsia English Johnson, country coordinator for WUSAC Jamaica, explained that they have introduced the use of bamboo to construct greenhouses and for other agricultural purposes.
So in Jamaica, as it relates to building climate resilience, we employ a lot of different measures. So for example, we have bamboo houses, bamboo greenhouses as protected agricultural structures that ensure that regardless of what climate or weather is happening outside, farmers can continue to grow their produce under more controlled conditions. So when there is increased rainfall or when there's increased times of drought, the protected agriculture structures ensure that we can continue to do our agriculture in such a way that we can meet our demand. There's also goat housing that ensures that just like humans, if we are exposed to the weathers a lot, we become sick. Is the same thing for animals. So we also facilitate goat housing to ensure that the goats can be kept safe during times of excessive heat or excessive rainfall.
In St. Lucia, water harvesting techniques, pest control, and experimentation with new crops under varying climatic conditions are being explored. Craig Anderson, Agribusiness Marketing Officer for WUSAC St. Lucia, expressed hopes that similar sample man-made instruments could be adopted by Vincentian farmers to support climate adaptation.
What we're working on right now, we're looking at the resilience of different varieties of tomatoes in terms of withstanding our climatic conditions. So for example, we're in the rainy season now, so we have a trial running with different varieties of tomatoes. We're also going to run that same trial in the dry season, so it will give us an idea as to which tomato varieties are resilient to our climatic condition. A practical trap that we introduced to the farmers in St. Lucia, which basically lessens their reliance on harsh chemicals. Right here, it emits a specific scent which attracts the male pests, and the male pests will go into this trap and they will drown. So basically, without the male, the females can't reproduce. So the population is depleted over time. That's right, and as you can see, it's very practical. It's not inexpensive. Made from everyday materials. So we employ on the farmers to adopt this type of technologies as opposed to using the harsh synthetic chemicals that are on the market now. Tried and tested, and it is proven to work.
Earlier this week, WUSAC also held a panel discussion to present their latest projects and initiatives as part of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture, which is being held at the UWI Global Campus site in capital Kingstown. And a special meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development, COTAD, on agriculture will be held in Kingstown tomorrow, Friday, October 11, 2024. SVG's Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, Sabota Caesar, will chair this special session. This special quartet meeting is the final activity of the 18th Caribbean Week of Agriculture, which is being held under the theme Climate Smart Agriculture for a Sustainable Future. A key agenda item will be an update from the Special Ministerial Task Force on Food Production and Food Security. CARICOM heads of government have pinpointed food and nutrition security as a priority for the region. Discussions will be also focused on trade in agricultural products, the development of the blue economy and the regional fisheries sector, and agriculture health and food safety. Tomorrow's meeting will be held at the UWI Global Campus site in capital Kingstown from 9 a.m. Today, World Mental Health Day is being observed with a focus on the theme mental health at work. With 60% of the global population engaged in work, urgent action is needed to ensure that work environments do not pose risk to mental health and that they actively protect and support mental well-being. In an interview on NBC Radio today, Andrea Hazel, coordinator of the Employee Assistance Program, emphasized the importance of employers paying attention to the mental health of their employees. Hazel noted that mental health issues in the workplace can significantly impact productivity, highlighting the need for serious attention to this issue.
People are not machines. They have emotions, they have feelings, and things affect them. Work affect them. Sometimes they are not satisfied with, the way work is delegated. There are various issues, and some of these things can affect them psychologically, and thus they may not perform to the best of their ability, and productivity can lower within the organization, and this has an effect on the bottom line. So employers need to be fully aware and to pay attention to these things and to get the necessary help when employees are falling short of their goal.
Hazel pointed out that one of the main reasons the Employee Assistance Program was implemented was due to the profound impact mental health can have in the workplace, and the program is to give support in this regard.
So the Employee Assistance Program is really a work-based intervention program, and the aim is really to assist public service employees, as I mentioned earlier, in resolving personal issues that may be adversely affecting their ability to perform effectively on the job. The primary goal of that program is really counseling. We do have a bit of training. We also partner with other stakeholders, to bring some sense.
Councillor Elika Matthews, who also joined the discussion, provided examples of warning signs to watch for in employees struggling with mental health challenges. These signs include changes in behavior, mood swings, and decreased productivity, among others.
Health, when you think about mental health, I want you to think about your emotional, psychological, social well-being. Every day a person is going to be met with challenges. So as it relates to mental health, it's your ability to adjust through the daily functions and roles. When person's mental health begins to decline, those are major areas that you start to see decline. So persons are not communicating as they should, they're not engaging as they should, and they're behaving outside of the norm that they usually are. In addition, it can affect person's ability to cope with the general stresses of life. So when a person is mentally healthy, they have good mechanisms, good social skills, good behavioral responses, and good emotional.
The overall objective of World Mental Health Day is to raise awareness of mental health issues around the world and to mobilize efforts in support of mental health. The day provides an opportunity for all stakeholders working on mental health issues to talk about their work and what more needs to be done to make mental health care a reality for people worldwide. In other local news now, we hear that the newly rebranded World Pediatrics is celebrating a record-breaking fiscal year for 2023-2024, having treated over 1,400 children from various countries, including St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Executive Director Lauren McIntosh-Shallow told SVGTV News that it has been a remarkable year for the organization, with an increase in surgical missions carried out throughout the year. St. Vincent and the Grenadines continues to serve as the hub for World Pediatrics, with a dedicated theater now operational at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. For the upcoming fiscal year 2024-2025, World Pediatric plans to conduct 18 missions in the region.
From September all the way to June, we have 18 teams scheduled, and this would range from urology, scoliosis, general orthopedics, laparoscopic, which is also a training team and a capacity building team. We also have pulmonology coming back, general surgery, ophthalmology with a subspecialty in ocular plastics. We have a breakaway physical therapy and occupational therapy team that will be coming as well. Neurosurgery is another area that we usually see a number of children as well. So St. Vincent is where it started in the region for World Pediatrics, and we have our surgical hub, we have the dedicated operating theater, and we have the support to be able to do all of these surgeries and welcome our regional counterparts to get the surgery in St. Vincent.
World Pediatrics is now celebrating 20 years of operation and has recently expanded its yearly medical missions to include more countries across the Caribbean. Last week, 3 orthopedic teams were in SVG performing 22 surgeries on children from 5 OECS countries, including St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A scoliosis team is expected to arrive next week with a clinic scheduled for Sunday, October 13th, 2024. And the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force today provided updates on the investigations into several of the recent homicides and other deaths here. In relation to the death of a male discovered along the Gibson Corner Main Road on October the 2nd, 2024, the deceased, who was initially unidentified, has now been identified as Javier Tristan Brown, a 21-year-old resident of Chateaubelair. The police say preliminary investigations revealed that Brown sustained a single gunshot wound to the back. A post-mortem examination was performed on October 4th, and it was determined that the cause of death was due to or as a result of gunshot wound to the back. The police say the investigation remains active and is urging anyone with information that may assist in this case to come forward. In relation to the death of Raymond Devon Holder, a 49-year-old farmer from Lomans Hill who was found deceased at Lomans Hill, the police say a post-mortem examination conducted on October 4th determined that Holder died as a result of multiple chop wounds. The police say they continue to encourage anyone with additional information relating to this case to come forward and assist with the investigation. On the investigations into the deaths of Martin James, a 53-year-old businessman of Villa, and Rayon Nero, a 20-year-old resident of Sandy Bay. The police say on Saturday, October 5th, officers from the Major Crimes Unit responded to a report of a shooting in Villa in the vicinity of a well-known apartment complex. Upon arrival, they discovered Martin James with multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene by a district medical officer. A post-mortem examination conducted on October 8th revealed that the cause of death was due to multiple gunshot injuries. In relation to the investigation into the death of Rayon Nero of Sandy Bay, who was recovered from the waters in Obia, the police say a post-mortem examination carried out revealed that Nero died as a result of drowning. The SVG police force says it is actively investigating these incidents and urges anyone with information that may assist to come forward, noting that all information will be treated with the strictest confidence.